What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, I just want to start by saying thank you. We recently hit 1,700 subscribers, which still blows my mind. On one of my recent videos, I set a goal to get to 100 subscribers by the end of December. We are well past that. So I just wanted to start by saying thank you to everyone that's watching, commenting, and subscribing. It really means a lot. My next goal is a little ambitious, but I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of January. In order to make that happen, I've bumped up my videos from 1 a month to 2 a month, and I have a bunch of really cool brand collaborations coming up over the next couple months. So please stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button, and if you are, thank you. Now, if you've watched one of my recent videos where I compared a compact toolkit from HOTO and Fantic, you'll notice that I did mention that HOTO actually has a larger toolkit where they have a 12-volt brushless drill. HOTO saw the video and they actually sent out the toolkit. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing the HOTO brushless 12-volt drill set. I will say they sent this out. There was no form of payment, just they sent out the toolkit and didn't give any talking points. So I'll be giving an honest review of my thoughts of this toolkit. We're going to talk about the price, we're going to talk about the performance, and we're going to talk about the packaging. And we're going to talk about who this is for. It might make sense for you, it might not. And if you're thinking about buying this, definitely stay at the end of the video because I have a lot of insight on how I'll be using this toolkit moving forward. Let's get into it. Let's talk about price. So the price of this larger toolkit is anywhere from $160 to $200, depending on where and when you get it. Being around $200, this definitely puts this in the premium toolkit section. Compared to the compact toolkit I did, that was 40 bucks. It's a huge jump. And so the problem with that is when you have this at $200, you're now competing with brands like Ryobi, and they have proper professional toolkits. So I think that's probably the thing I least like about this, is that it's a really high price point for simply a better drill. Because I think all the other tools in this kit are essentially the exact same, and it doesn't have my favorite tool, which is that knife that the compact toolkit has. But much better drill, just competing with a whole different set of tools. All right, it's time to talk about packaging. And when I say packaging, I'm not talking about the box that the product came in, even though it is very nice. I'm talking about the way that the tools are set in their package, the look, the feel, the simplicity. One thing I really love about all HOTO products is that their packaging is simple and clean, meaning that you could put this tool set on a shelf and it wouldn't really mess up your line of sight or the decor in your place, your apartment, your office, your home. Now, the only other thing that comes in the box aside from the toolkit itself is this little piece of paperwork. I think this links back to the online manual. Nice to have, but not necessarily going to keep that. Now, if you haven't already watched my previous review of the compact toolkit from HOTO, I suggest you check that out after this video. And if you are looking to compare that more compact toolkit to this one, I will tell you it is a little bit wider than this toolkit. It is a little bit shorter, and it's definitely not as deep as this toolkit. So if you're curious about the actual measurements of the two toolkits because you're trying to fit it into a certain space, then I'll put them on the screen here so that you can compare the two toolkits if you really need something that's compact. Now, I will say that I personally really like the more compact and black toolkit here, as it fits in a bunch of different smaller spaces, and this gray one, even though they look similar, it is definitely a lot more bulkier. Now, enough about the size of the toolkit. Let's talk about what's actually in the toolkit itself, because that's more so what you care about. Now, as we open it up, you'll see a lot of very familiar tools from that previous toolkit, but if you open up this latch here on the left side, this separates the more manual tools here on the right from what you're actually buying this toolkit for, which is the 12-volt brushless drill. Now in the box, you'll find another piece of paperwork linking back to that online manual. I guess they really want to make sure that people know how to use this thing. But it's pretty intuitive, very straightforward. I love that noise, and one more. There we go. Now, This toolkit has two different modes. It has one mode for drilling and one mode for screwing. Pretty strong. It has up to 30 different power levels. I just leave it on level 30 and I just go at it. And then you'll find in the box itself, you'll see a charging cable, USB-A to USB-C. You'll see a bunch of different screw bits here, anywhere from Phillips head to flathead and everything in between. And then finally here at the bottom, you'll see a bunch of different sizes for the drill bits. Now I'm happy to see a variety of sizes here in the toolkit. This is the largest one at 7 millimeters, so it can really help you if you're really going to more of a thicker wall or some plywood. And then if you're looking at the smallest one, this is 3 millimeters, so a lot smaller and really good variety. I love how all these tools fit so perfectly in this toolbox. The tools are a little greasy, but that's perfectly fine. And I really love this divider because if that wasn't there, all those drill bits would be falling every single time you open the box. Now, on the right side of the box, you'll see a lot of familiar tools from that smaller HOTO kit. Same tape measure, same hammer, same wrench, and even the same needle nose pliers as the previous toolkit. So a lot of the stuff is the same. Now, what is new on the right side of the toolkit is this manual screwdriver. And what's cool about this is it lets you use any of the 10 different screw bits from the electric drill. They're all magnetic and they pop right into place. You might be thinking, okay, well this comes with the drill, so why would I need a manual screwdriver? Well, you're going to see later in the video where this comes in super handy to be able to control the torque and just use your hands versus that really powerful drill that comes in this kit. As with all other HOTO toolkits, the design is always impeccable, everything fits perfectly, and it's always simple and clean. Just one more side-by-side comparison with the smaller toolkit I reviewed last time. Both are fantastic options, with the bigger, newer toolkit having much more power and flexibility. Now, when it comes to performance, I could tell you that this thing's strong and it works better, or I could show you. So I have this project where I actually used this. I used this on two different projects. I didn't record the first one, but it worked fantastic. But I'm going to show you one of the other projects I did where I did record it. Use this on a little small DIY project. And I think that's the kind of project you want to be using this toolkit for. And then after, I'll be talking a little bit more about who this is for. This is my wife's new makeup chair. And in order to test the performance of this drill, I'm going to be using it to place 5 different wheels on the bottom of this makeup chair. This chair is great. It has plenty of storage on the inside, great back support, and it even swivels. Only problem is it's really heavy. So we're going to fix that with wheels. Should be relatively easy. I used the measuring tape from the toolkit to see how to evenly space out the 5 different wheels. Now I really only have about an inch here on the edge of the chair where I can drill in the pilot holes and then sink all 4 screws for each wheel. The wheels themselves are about 1.5 inches across, and they're not the biggest, but they should do the job and should be strong enough to roll around this chair. This thing smells like burning rubber. Ooh, that bitch is hot. God damn, I shouldn't touch that. I made all 4 holes, at least I think I did. And now, I'm gonna unscrew this puppy, take out my drill bit, and place in my screw bit. And lock that into place, switch to screw mode, grab one of these puppies. One thing I don't like, two things I don't like about this so far. One, if you place the drill down, it will fall. It will not stand. I don't like that. Make it stand. HOTO. Second thing, dust and stuff will fall onto this turning lever where you tighten the bits, and they get stuck in there. And so this is brand new. I've used it once and it's kind of dusty. So those are 2 small little design features. Those are tiny things. All right, now let's place this puppy on and put our first wheel on. All right, got it in there.
And let's screw. All right, we're moving and shaking. One is low-key in. Okay, we were running into our first problem. This thing's on full power and it wasn't able to get the screw in. And it's already washing out the screw, so it's creating a hole where...
Now, at this point, I was trying to identify what exactly I did wrong to wash out that screw. Was the drill being used at too high of a power? Was I pressing it at the wrong angle? Or did I just buy really cheap screws because I bought a 100-pack? Couldn't really tell at this point, but I knew that I was doing something wrong. So this little mistake on my end actually became a great opportunity to pull out the needle nose pliers from the same toolkit to test those out, and they worked great.
Okay, I figured out what it was, y'all. It wasn't necessarily the screws, because they look fine right here. The issue was that drill is way too strong for this job. If you do it, it'll knock out all the thread and go right through them. So what I did was I literally put it in place. I drilled the holes through the bracket, and then I just manually put in the screws the whole time. It worked out great. My wrist hurts and I have 3 other wheels to go, but it looks much cleaner. It went in as far as it can, and I didn't remove any of the threads. So I think the issue was you're trying to use a very powerful drill for a very delicate job. This is the same situation when you see IKEA furniture and they say hand screw only, don't use a power drill, because you're gonna torque through a bunch of the screws or damage some of the furniture. So I'm gonna continue to do this by hand and I'll follow up after. All right, y'all, I am basically done now. I'm just gonna tighten up this last screw. But yeah, I learned sometimes the drill is too strong and sometimes you gotta do things by hand. But now we have all these on. Let's try out the chair. Let's see if this thing stands up on its own first. It does stand. It does roll. It's rolling a little funny, but I didn't buy the most expensive wheels. All right, let's see. All right. I mean, we're not sliding, but are one of these drones locked? Let me make sure one of these ain't locked. That's not. Hell no, they're not locked. It does slide though. Shit, that's the best you're gonna get right about now. Now, who is this for? I think this is a really cool product, and I think it is perfect for people like me, creators. If you're constantly building or taking down your studio equipment or building up furniture or equipment, I think this is great for you. Now, if you're trying to use this for full-on DIY builds, I think you're gonna struggle. If you're trying to frame a house or build a deck with this, I would stay away from it. I would definitely look at some of those budget professional brands like Ryobi that has sales all throughout the holidays. But like I said, for someone like me who's constantly building equipment and furniture, this is great. And it's sleek, it's powerful, it's quiet, and it looks great just sitting on the shelf in its normal packaging. So check this out. There's gonna be a link in my bio if you wanna purchase this. And if there's any other products that you wanna see this compared to or reviewed against, leave a comment. Full transparency, HOTO did send me this toolkit. There was no money exchange. They just sent this out to me with no talking points to do an honest review. And I think it really builds on the previous toolkit. Simple, clean, looks cool, and makes sense for the same group of people. Especially because that other drill in that compact toolkit, that screwdriver, is not the strongest at all. So I think if you're gonna wanna really put something together, you're definitely gonna need the drill from in here. And I really enjoy the compact size of the other toolkit. So Just wanted to be clear, they did send this out to me. I was not paid, and this is my honest review on this product. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for today's video. If you did find this video helpful, please drop a like. I am trying to get to 10,000 followers by the end of January, so if you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you do. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.